jail calls are recorded.
You think I wasn't gonna get at you from the inside?
He has reached out to a witness, an alleged participant in multiple freak-offs.
Then why Oprah staying quiet? Why Ellen moving to another country?
And he's asking people to intimidate witnesses or pay people off.
Don't be shocked if nobody show up to testify.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay, the part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
to us, black excellence,
that had to be there.
We getting tighter, you know what I'm saying? And united we stand, and ain't nothing else.
New York is having a problem with leaks in this Diddy case, with claimed tapes of the court proceedings already on the internet and leaked phone conversations where he's phoning witnesses. Things are getting out of hand, and you won't believe what he says on these calls. Recently, the DA disclosed that Diddy was contacting witnesses from prison, and they argued this was the reason he shouldn't obtain bail. He was leveraging other inmates' phone calls to three-way persons who would then contact the witnesses, and that's how he talked to them over the phone. There are court records that back up what they say about how Diddy rules the prison and gets convicts to do anything he wants. Also, in a peculiar turn of events, the DA who filed these accusations against Diddy is suddenly quitting from his post amid the largest case of his career, and that is unusual. I don't know whether Diddy got to him, threatened his family, or what would make him step down, but this situation just continues getting worse and wilder. So let's break down this weird phone conversation that we got online and see if we can figure out what he's saying and who he's talking to.
Are you surprised to hear from me?
No. What's going on?
You think I wasn't gonna get at you from the inside? I think you know me a little better than that.
We can't be talking right now, Puff.
Beyonce gone, y'all.
So the tape was real.
Of course it was real. All her tapes is real.
But I say, man, yeah, Beyonce's on drugs.
Beyonce seeking some type of substance abuse help.
Now the dude that he was a multi-millionaire for the records, not Jay-Z.
Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started her and signed to the death jail.
That's what Jay-Z is forgetting. That's what Beyonce is forgetting. What's in the dark will come to light.
People, I'm simply a person responding to something I discover on the internet. As of right now, everything is hearsay, gossip, or views of others unless confirmed to be factual. So legally, everything in this video is merely alleged. Not quite clear who he phoned, but the DA stated he was using other inmates' phone codes and phoning persons who were not on his list of approved contacts. So he's definitely not worrying about the regulations of the jail at this point. He wants to speak to this individual anyhow.
Nah. With all due respect, my brother, how is your wife doing? I heard she's spending a lot of time on the farm, and she loves talking to a pig. I told you when I went on this little road trip, I wasn't going to invite you, but I could change my mind. You understand?
I bet you want to know why Jay-Z and Beyonce's name keep popping up around the whole Diddy thing. Well, that's why I'm here. Now, first thing you gotta know is when somebody like Diddy gets taken down, things always start out as a rumor. Diddy has had rumors floating around for like decades. Well, Jay-Z had a problem. He right there in the corner, by the way. Jay-Z has had a few rumors himself, but more like speculation. People see Jay-Z in a picture of R. Kelly, they're like, I guess they both make music. Then Jay-Z with Harvey Weinstein. People are like, I guess they both do business. Then, of course, Jay-Z with Diddy. Now, hold on. Here's the thing. Jay-Z and Diddy go way back. Like back to the days when they were both coming up. So you could say they might just have a lot of respect for each other. But on the other hand, people are like, well, if you've known each other that long, Jay-Z, you must have known what Diddy was on. But Jay-Z has always had a history of keeping quiet, which brings us to Aaliyah. Now, I'm sure y'all remember R. Kelly dated Aaliyah when she literally needed her parents' permission slip to get married. Now, if I remember correctly, her parents got the permission slip and said, marry who? And that's how this whole thing got exposed. Now, a lot of people in the industry actually knew about this relationship because they would work with R. Kelly. They would be in the studio with R. Kelly. Now, according to Dame Dash, who listened closely, was Jay-Z's first business partner and also dated Aaliyah when she was 21. He said this is how it went. He said he didn't want anything to do with R. Kelly because everyone knew what type of timing R. Kelly was on. He looks over at Jay-Z and Jay-Z's out here creating collab albums with R. Kelly. But then he saw why. For starters, everyone had a crush on Aaliyah. People were waiting down the clock until she turned 18. But Jay-Z decided to get a head start. Now, there was absolutely no proof that Jay-Z went after Aaliyah, but people were like, Let me see another picture. But apparently Jay-Z wasn't successful and Dame Dash started dating her when she was 21. Now, what does this all have to do with Diddy? It's the secrets. It's the, like what happened to Diddy, making people wonder. Nas came out, well, he technically didn't come out and say this, but while he was having his legendary beef with Jay-Z, he's doing a radio interview and he's saying, it's weird that Jay-Z be working with people that need a permission slip to marry somebody, R. Kelly. But again, rumors, kind of like what was happening to Diddy. But then this lawyer comes out and says, boy, do I got some news for y'all. And here's where it starts to get wicked. Now he's going after Diddy. Specifically, listen closely, anyone that Diddy might have done something to, or anyone who's watched Diddy do some of these things and stayed silent about it. Now, first of all, the lawyer's taking calls from anyone. So theoretically, anyone could just call trying to get some money saying Diddy did this to me, Diddy should pay me. But in the lawyer's defense, I'm sure he's looking for people with proof. Honestly, I don't know him. He could be trash. Anyway, what he said next is what got people interested. He said, and I got some names. He said some wild names, some names that will blow your mind. He's selling this. He's saying, yo, y'all finna wild out when you hear these names. I'm not gonna say it now, but y'all finna wild out. So people are like, Now, in Beyonce's case, it's just because she's married to Jay-Z and she's been in the industry for like 20 years. People are like, you must have known something, but that's all people have. Now, in Jay-Z's defense, he's famously all about the money. As far as we've seen, he's always been around Diddy for like a public event or when money's involved.
Now, Diddy's talking in code right here, but he even includes the term pigs, which we all know is a code word for police. In court records, they stated, while at the MDC, the defendant has instructed family members and third parties to contact multiple potential victims and witnesses. The defendant has communicated these instructions to others by utilizing unapproved forms of communication, which, as indicated above, are difficult to monitor and sometimes involve coded language. Diddy also adds, taking a road trip, which I'm guessing indicates him getting arrested, and that he could invite this man on the journey. Like saying, I could snitch on you and bring you if I want to.
Listen, everything all good. We just can't talk right now.
Now how about I just talk and you listen? You told me the storm would just come and go if I lay down and stay quiet. But the weather seemed to be getting worse. You know, I could be catching a cold, so I need to make sure you send me some vitamin E and my special K cereal.
I saw Usher, Justin, Will, his son, LeBron. Well, I can tell you he has secret tunnels. Okay, you see JC, he's worse than Dick.
So the conversation continues, and he's talking about weathering the storm, and how if he lay low and remained quiet, it would all simply go away. I'm thinking he's talking about the trial. If he doesn't snitch on anybody above him, then they'll make the trial vanish if he keeps his mouth shut. Even Diddy's attorneys are angry with him because he continues breaching the laws behind their backs and making things tough for them as they're attempting to obtain him bail. Not to mention the fact that the court even mentioned that the attorneys are lying for Diddy and contacting persons who are not on his authorized list.
Listen, everything all good. We just can't talk right now.
Now how about I just talk and you listen? You told me the storm would just come and go if I lay down and stay quiet. But the weather seemed to be getting worse. You know, I could be catching a cold, so I need to make sure you send me some vitamin E and my special K cereal.
Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone.
Do I tell the truth? Do I expose them?
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit.
She did several rappers from Houston.
Is it true that Jay-Z used to beat Beyonce?
If Beyonce getting high, that's her business. If she putting on a strap on and tearing Jay back out, that's not exposure to me.
She touched Jay-Z's chest and Beyonce came walking up like,
this is not working.
Not entirely sure what he means by vitamin E or special K cereal, but if you guys know or can decipher it, share it in the comments.
The defendant also frequently instructs individuals who he contacts by telephone, including family members and his attorneys, to add other individuals via three-way call. So you trying to say his attorneys is calling three-way too?
Now, I did notice the DA say that Diddy posted a post on his Instagram attempting to make himself appear good. His whole team really urged him against doing this, but again, Diddy went against his attorneys and upset them by doing it anyway.
Yo, relax. Some things fell through, but everything will be back up soon. Just keep calling your family. You'll be with them soon.
Oh, I'm doing the same thing for Thanksgiving. Make sure you send it straight to the Shade Room and TMZ. Make me look like a good father, and all I need is one juror to be on my side, and this case is over.
And he allegedly ignored his lawyers when they told him not to do the social media campaign around his birthday, but he wanted to do it anyway.
All right, sing happy birthday to Daddy.
We love you too.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, the video is kind of nice with the kids, but I don't see how it would make a jury think, oh yeah, he's not guilty because his kids are cute. It simply doesn't really make sense. On the other hand, if he's attempting to make attempts to reach out to other online media to publish this material to make him appear good, it simply doesn't look good if you're doing this from the inside.
So, make sure them Amazon deliveries get back on schedule, then there won't be no need for us to talk right there.
Just chill out, Puff. I told you I'ma get it done.
You know, I've been thinking about watching a movie lately. It's called Eyes Wide Shut. Have you seen it? It's got a real famous celebrity in there, don't it?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. What's your point?
Is that who it is? Man, I thought it was a different celebrity. I guess it might have been a different movie. You know, I got a lot of movies on my mind sometimes, and I get the actors confused. Some of these actors are so good, they act like they don't even know they're being recorded. Your wife did a few movies, didn't she?
Get ready to discover surprising inside facts you've never heard before as we break down the viral second interview with Jonathan 80 that was recently revealed. It's going to detail everything that goes on and what he's seen at Diddy's parties, and some of the names he cites will shock you. Now, bear in mind, this is the second portion, not the first one, when he first was arrested in 2018. As usual, a legal disclaimer. This is just opinion. Nothing in this video is fact. I'm simply responding to things on the internet.
Diddy's pre-call parties. Okay, the parties, very extravagant, a lot of celebrities. They had drugs everywhere. A lot of top companies, top company CEOs there. Diddy's and his buddies shared a lot of women and even share a lot of men.
Not sure, but we've heard a lot of guy-on-guy activity being spoken about at these Diddy parties. Someone even claimed to have seen Trey Songz kissing Diddy.
And they invited him to Diddy's room. He walks in, Trey Songz was sitting on Diddy's lap making out with him, and they asked him if he wanted to join.
What the No, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
They're all undercover. I promise you that. I promise you that.
People. Beyonce and Jay-Z will do anything to destroy anyone who speaks out against them. Hey, I get the threats. I know so much about you and what you've done, on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people. Beyonce, how you guys ended Carrie Hilson's career because she said something about you.
Carrie Hilson was a huge singer and writer whose career disappeared pretty much overnight, much like the baby. Seems like either you do what Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Diddy want, or you become irrelevant.
Felt crucified for ideas and decisions that were not my own, that my arm was twisted to do. You know, when you're early in your career, you feel that you have to listen. When you buck, they buck harder and they make threats. Those threats are huge ones. You don't feel like you have a choice. I really didn't feel like I had a choice. It was do this or this will happen. It's the whole, if you don't, then blank. So no one could ever compare to Beyonce. Let's just say the name that we're discussing. It was absolutely framed that way. It was written that way. Was not my lyrics, was not my writing.
So you had to pay the penalty.
Was not my doing, but I had to pay the penalty. And then I'm caught. Do I tell the truth? Do I expose them early in my career.
If you could do it all over again, would you?
I mean, I guess I would just see what the other side would be if I just fought harder and said no and carry out their threat if they were really going to do that. It really felt that way.
You step on anybody to stay on the top. Your relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love there. See, what's done in the dark will definitely come in the light. Don't make idle threats to me. I say I ain't Biggie. Hardly nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
Now, we don't know how many CEOs of firms were at these parties, but a ton of them stepped down as soon as Diddy was arrested. So, make of it what you will. Now, this is noteworthy, since in Lil Rod's complaint from a year ago, he said that Diddy had him video everything with his phone. Also, in court, they revealed that they seized 96 electronic devices. Not only that, they recovered 8 hard disks that had almost 90 gigabytes of information. 90. For comparison, the base MacBook Pro comes with 1 terabyte. He had 90 times that of a conventional computer. And as another reminder, Cassie stated in her complaint that Diddy also videotaped everything on phones.
And did you know you were being filmed at these parties?
Well, not really, but Diddy and others would film things on iPhones. A lot of people was recording their own phone, so everyone knew what was happening.
What celebrities did you personally see at these parties?
I saw Usher, Justin, Will, his son, LeBron.
Now, there's no need to dive into the past of Justin and Usher. We were Aaron. We already know the issue with them and Diddy and what they've been through. But with Will, LeBron, and a lot of the individuals he's referencing, they've all remained mute on Diddy from day one. No one has mentioned anything. Even Kevin Hart, when he was questioned point blank about his connection to Diddy's events, merely appeared perplexed.
In sex work for him during his white parties from 2004 to 2009 at defendant Combs' homes in Miami, Florida, and Hampton, New York. Again, we do not know for sure if she is now a part of this criminal case, but that's where my mind went, okay? I thought about the time frame, I thought about her civil lawsuit. It's not outside the realm of possibility. So again, we don't know for sure if she's an alleged victim or a key witness in this case, the same way we don't know for sure if Cassandra Ventura is either, but, you know, we're looking between the lines. Oh, and by the way, let me just add this. Generally speaking, several lawsuits have alleged illegal conduct committed by Combs between 2004 and 2008. Okay. Now, one other thing I have to mention about this, the significance of this change, is that the original complaint had 2008 to the date of the indictment. Now it's 2004 through in or about 2024. So that signifies to me they may be talking about a criminal enterprise engaging in illegal activity even after the indictment. And that's not surprising because, as we reported here on Sidebar, Combs has been accused of breaking the Bureau of Prisons rules as he's locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center out in Brooklyn, New York. He's been accused of using other inmates' PAC numbers, engaging in three-way phone calls, using others to try to reach out to victims and witnesses. Now, I'm not saying this is what prosecutors are referring to, but there have been allegations that he and those close to him have been engaging in alleged misconduct since his arrest and indictment. So maybe that's why you see the change in that time period. All right, so now let me move on to the next change that I noticed. And again, this is trying to broaden out, in my mind, trying to broaden out the scope of alleged illegal activity from just freak-offs. This is beyond just freak-offs. Why? Because in the superseding indictment, it says now some of the commercial sex acts were freak-offs. So you have commercial sex acts that could be illegal that don't, again, rise to the level of freak-offs. There was also another line in the superseding indictment that was new, and I want to tell you about it. It says on page 6, in connection with the commercial sex acts, Combs provided the victims with, among other things, monetary payments, career opportunities, and payment of rent and housing expenses. That is a new line. And it seems to me what they're really trying to do, prosecutors here, are trying to explain the commercial element of these acts, providing or promising something of value to coerce these people into doing this. Now, by the way, the defense will say, look, Sean Combs, if these were his girlfriends or these were his romantic partners, don't boyfriends pay for gifts? Don't they give them money if they need it? Don't they help them out? This is not sex trafficking. This is a relationship. That is what I anticipate we will hear from the defense. Okay, now we have another big change in this superseding indictment. Actually, it's a whole new paragraph. This wasn't in the original indictment. This is the new paragraph in the superseding indictment. Quote, other commercial sex acts involved only Combs and a female victim. As with freak-offs, other members and associates of the Combs enterprise...
Hey, Kev, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You'll see, when I hosted for Diddy, you asking the wrong person the wrong question. It's a good question.
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person, wrong question.
What did you see them do at these parties?
Well, they have everyone watching in like a circle. It's like a show. Sometimes they take turns. It's very secretive. You know, Diddy only bring in certain people. You have to pass a test.
We know that Diddy only allowed select individuals remain for the after party. And we know that because DayBaby told us that himself.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Now that I'm engaged, I've decided to slow down a little. 3 Diddy parties a week. Maybe 4. Well, not including the weekends.
Boy, I remember one day we went to this Diddy party. Well, what happened? Lil Jon forgot his pimp cup. Yup. D-Rock went to Diddy and asked if he had a pimp cup Lil Jon can borrow.
Man, he had a whole bunch of pimp cups.
He had a pimp set.
It's hard to say which is more off the hook. A Diddy party or a Diddy after party. Or a Diddy after party, which is basically a pre-party for the next Diddy party.
There already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became.
Now there's not a lot of information on this man, but I did check his court records, and he's still in prison, waiting to go to trial for his initial arrest back in 2018. It's been 6 years, and he hasn't even filed a plea yet. Something bizarre is obviously going on, since there have been over 300 subpoenas in his trial for random various persons, and there are still no updates on what's happening with his case. But apart from that, I discovered that he may be true about Diddy paying him off for giving him an STD when he sued him. Diddy acquired many residences in cash around that period, so it might be true that he did obtain a huge quantity of money and squandered it.
I think it's a conspiracy against me, you know, because in the absence of the truth will prevail. So as long as nobody out there spitting real, you know, you can come up with anything and it'll sell, you know what I'm saying? But once you put the truth out there, it's like people have something to compare everything else to. So, you know, you got a lot of people who are not really happy about the fact that, you know, my album is about to drop. You know, they're not really happy about, you know, Lord, give me a sign. And, you know, we in here and, you know, things of that nature. But you know what? If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I call The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what this is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a game. The industry, real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that, but I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry got y'all word meaning nothing. The industry what you heard, because he's bluffing. The industry, money, bitches, hate, but I dare you to try to take a thing off my plate. The industry like, wait, but in the streets, we like, get him. 17 up in that thing, catch him sleeping, hit him. My pop web's with him. The coroner's coming to get him. Industry.
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background.
Well, Diddy is like your best friend, you know. He like power, want to have power over you. Any celebrity or rapper, he brings them in, he takes them out to party, give them extravagant gifts. He told me one time he gave French Montana $1 million for no reason.
mean, he called you like his guardian angel and stuff like that.
No, but he was my dog. He was my dog. I mean, we was doing a lot of business together.
Now, Diddy and French Montana's relationship is pretty unusual since Diddy really signed him, gave him a contract, and given him a ton of money. On top of that, he also offered him his own flavor of Ciroc, French vanilla, and $1 million. And you know who dislikes those two together? 50 Cent.
Big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat.
If you haven't heard a song with him by himself that's relevant. See what I'm saying? He's a guy that they put on a record, 2 or 3 other guys that already established themselves in order to sell you something. You only got to get away with listening to him for a whole 40 seconds in his verse, and it goes to somebody that you did this really work to get there. You can tell you always wanted to actually be an artist or be a part of being seen and stuff like that.
Now 50 makes a lot of sense, because if Diddy puts you on a song with a big artist, you're going to have a smash record. And French Montana had plenty of such possibilities. He was seen partying with Diddy everywhere, but as soon as he quit partying with him, he stopped receiving hits. And for someone who's purportedly his closest buddy, he hasn't uttered a single thing about Diddy since all this came down.
Number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
I have a sense that a lot of individuals were in Russell Brand's situation, on a flight with Diddy where they couldn't say no to anything he gave them.
Everything you do is on camera, even have cameras in his private jet. So now he can use this to blackmail you if you ever say no to him.
Diddy's new to me, right? He looked after me. He took me on an enforced holiday to Vegas. Say that you don't want to do something and Diddy does want you to do it. It's really hard to not do that thing.
Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? We are on the plane right now. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Very, 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 very dear friend of mine. We go way back. We're going out on like a date. If you go to Vegas for 48 hours, somebody doesn't go to the hospital, then it wasn't a success. Wasn't a success. So
he likes to buy you clothes that match. He likes control. It's why he make the white parties. He likes to have everyone do what he says.
Now, this is something I never really thought about, but when you go back and do the research, it sort of makes sense. I mean, this may all be a coincidence, but you've got a bunch of folks like Meek Mill, Mace from back in the day, and a lot of others that worked with him, including French Montana.
I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was asking to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
So with some type of power trip?
Exactly. He likes to put the men he wants to control in a headlock. You know, like UFC fighters.
They're both, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mill, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed the help.
I didn't really know what he was talking about when he said this, but when I looked at all these photographs I'm showing you right now on the computer, it does sort of make sense, because why are there so many scenarios where he's putting people in headlocks?
It's part of his way to embarrass you, basically.
All right, and then what?
And then if you do what he says, you become famous and rich. But if you deny him, then you see how fast your career becomes invisible.
Now this does make a little amount of sense, because when individuals are hanging out and partying with Diddy, their careers are at all-time highs. But later on, you don't see them together at all, and you don't really hear any songs from those folks on the charts anymore.
Participate at these parties.
I went to Miami and I went to LA.
All right, tell us about what you saw at Mr. Combs' parties in LA.
Well, I can tell you he has secret tunnels, secret party rooms. That's where the Illuminati go to meet. They watch him, they bring in people for the humiliation rituals on new celebrities.
Your wife did a few movies, didn't she?
Okay, that was a long time ago, Pop. What the fuck are you trying to say?
Oh, nothing. Just talking to an old friend. You know, I haven't talked to friends in a long time. It seemed like they forgot about me. Let's make sure they keep it that way.
When I hosted the Diddy's, you asking the wrong person the wrong question. Rihanna, did you attend any of P. Diddy's parties? Were you involved in any of the freak-offs?
Comments about P. Diddy, the allegations?
Go back and look. Don't lean. You don't need to speak out against this Diddy thing. What's your take now? John, you made a statement about Diddy. What? Jason, hey, my man, do you have any reaction to the Diddy scandal? Any reaction? No reaction? How's everything going?
Everything good.
Is Hollywood going to survive this Diddy thing? Like, we're worried. Will you respond? She wants to respond. Look at it. I want to ask about the Diddy scandal. Have you ever heard of anything such?
No. Go.
No? Is the Baldwin family at all concerned about Justin Bieber with this P. Diddy thing?
Now, this does sound wild, but other rappers have talked about humiliation rituals, how that's the way they get you to sign bad deals and control you for your entire career.